guys, so today I've got a collab video with my lovely friend Andy over at TheGreenQueen. I talk about her all the time because she's my bestie. I love Andy. She's great. She's very knowledgeable. She's a really wonderful person. So we have wanted to collab together again for quite a while, and we finally decided on a vegan makeup favorites. So I've always wanted to do something sort of like a vegan makeup starter guide, but I never sat down to do it. I never put it together. And I guess this would sort of, I was thinking about it today, this would sort of qualify as like the same thing as sort of like a vegan makeup starter guide, because not only are these like my favorite products over like years of trial and error and testing and figuring out what works and what doesn't work and what colors work and what brands I really like, these are the things that I have settled on as being like my very favorite makeup products. And I don't try a lot of makeup anymore these days. I definitely am more into trying skincare. But in terms of makeup, I sort of stick with the same brands that I know, the same colors that I really love. And I mean, I try to experiment with, you know, things like eye things when I can. I don't know what it is. Whenever I wear purple eyeshadow, I always look like I have like a dark spot right here, and it always like makes me so self-conscious. I don't know what this is. This is an eyeshadow. It's not, I didn't like get eyeshadow down there. I just always look like I have a dark like bruise under my eye or something. But anyway, I noticed it when I looked in the viewfinder. I'll try not to look in the viewfinder. But not only are these like my favorite, so yeah, what I was saying is these will qualify as sort of like a starter guide, because these are the things that I would recommend to anybody who's looking to get into cleaner vegan makeup. And everything I've got here is completely 100% vegan. There aren't, I think there's like one, maybe two products in my whole collection that I use that aren't vegan, that I wish that I could tell you about, but this is a vegan makeup guide. Those things are not vegan, but most, like pretty much 99.8% of my collection is vegan. So these are my favorite vegan makeup products, as well as what I would consider like a startup, like a vegan starter kit. I would recommend anything from any of these brands to anybody, but these things are just like my favorites. So brands that I love that feature only vegan makeup are brands like Inika Organic. I am starting to get into more Inika Organic makeup. They're a completely vegan makeup company. They're Australian based, but there are a couple of US based retailers that carry them. So I am starting to try more Inika when I can. They are a little bit on the higher end price point in comparison to a lot of other brands, especially ones that I've got here. But other 100% vegan makeup companies are All Natural, Pacifica, 100% pure, I think in terms of makeup, no, because they've got some beeswax in some of their mascaras, but a lot of the 100% pure makeup is vegan. Most of it is actually. I think there's just like a mascara, and if I'm not mistaken, that might be the only thing that's not vegan. But I don't like, you know, case their, I don't case their makeup products. I just like look at what I like. Red Apple Lipstick, Modern Minerals, I believe Gressa as well is 100% vegan. If they are, I'll go ahead and I'll link to all of the brands specifically that I'm talking about down below, as well as a link to every single product that I'm going to mention today as well. So since I've got a lot of things, let's just go ahead and jump right in and not waste any more time. So to start off with, let's talk about vegan makeup primers. I do have a primer that I love that's not vegan, but the two that I have found that I really like that are vegan. Now, I never used conventional primers. Before I got into green beauty, clean beauty, vegan makeup, things like that, I never used a lot of things like primers. I never actually used a lot of conventional beauty. What I used for like 8 years before I switched over was Bare Minerals. That was the only thing that I used. I did use their primer. It was like a silicone based primer, but it didn't, I mean, I guess it's sort of like prepped my skin. So I don't really know, in terms of how these compare to more conventional primers. I can't really tell you. All I can tell you is my experience with, or really any of this makeup in terms of conventional, like it's a conventional comparison, because I didn't wear conventional makeup. I never wore NARS. I never wore, you know, like Urban Decay or MAC. I never wore any of that stuff. Bare Minerals was basically my entire makeup collection up until I went completely vegan and natural and green and things like that. So just keep that in mind. I don't know conventional counterparts, how they work you know, towards conventional counterparts. I can only tell you my experience with the products as I use them. So my two favorites are actually the Inica primer. This one is the Certified Organic Pure Primer with hyaluronic acid. What I love about Inica is not only is the entire line 100% vegan, their makeup, the ingredients in their makeup and skin, I think they have one other like skincare type product. I think it's their rose oil or something like that. But their ingredients in all of their makeup is fantastic. There's no dyes. It's a lot of organic ingredients, or mostly organic ingredients. Oh yeah, well this is 83% organic, so mostly organic ingredients. But it's like completely natural. There's no like weird fillers or chemicals or anything like that. So I love that about the primer. It has hyaluronic acid in it, so it also smooths your skin in prepping it for makeup. I used the Inica one today, and my skin was just like smooth and beautiful when I put it on. So if my like number one pick for primer, a vegan primer, would be this one. The next one that I also like, or the second one that I also like, this one also has sunscreen protection, but it's the Hint Sun Prep. So it's like it's a primer plus sunscreen in one. So when I do wear this one, I do put a sunscreen over top of it if I know I'm leaving the house. Today I didn't because I know I'm not going anywhere. But this one I can also just throw on and not have to worry about a second sunscreen step because it has it in it. So Hint as well. Oh, Hint is another, I'm pretty sure 100% vegan makeup line. I will double check, and if it is, I'll leave it linked down below. And Hint has got some really great products as well, but I mostly only use this. Oh no, I think their mascara actually is not vegan, if I remember correctly. But I do like this. This is a vegan product. The active ingredient is the titanium dioxide, so it has a lot of really great skincare ingredients as well in it, on top of the physical sunscreen. So again, really great. I really love this. It's a nice size. It'll last you a long time. It smells really good. It smells really good. But it has things like aloe vera, green tea, algae extract. It's a lot of really great skin ingredients. So it's skincare and makeup in one. So it's a sun prep. So those are my two vegan makeup primer picks. Those are the ones that I would recommend to anybody who's looking for vegan makeup primers. My makeup stays on all day. It looks smooth all day. I don't have any issues with, you know, it like running off my face, but I don't do any like heavy, I'm in my house a lot. So that's pretty much where I wear my makeup, is like to the house, in my house, or like to the grocery store if I go out that day, or like out to lunch. So I don't spend, you know, like 10 plus hours in my makeup, because I usually put it on in the middle of the day and then I wear it towards the end of the day. So I get maybe like 6 to 8 hours of use, or 6 to 8 hours of wear out of my makeup, and my makeup stays on just fine with those two primers. So let's move along. So my two favorite vegan foundation picks, I've got a loose powder and I've got a pressed powder, and then I also have a liquid combination. So let's talk about the powders first. My first, the pressed powder foundation that I really, really like is the Zuzu Luxe Dual Powder Foundation. This has really amazing coverage. It also has really great ingredients in it, especially for a pressed powder. It's non-drying. It makes my skin look really good. This is a little bit light for me right now, only because my skin must have gotten a little bit darker over the summer with all my traveling and things like that. So it's a little bit light for me. So when I wear this, my neck is a little bit darker. My face looks lighter, but they've got really great colors, and especially if you're more neutral, I think the Zuzu Luxe, they have a lot for like more neutral skin tones. So that's my pressed powder pick. I've got a lot of pressed powders, vegan pressed powders, that I'm going to be trying soon, but this one I've been using for years. It's really great. It works really well. Love that. And then the loose powder foundation that I've got, that I didn't think that I was ever going to get, like, you know, sometimes when you look at a makeup product and you're like, that has so much makeup in it, I'm never going to use it. I'm already halfway through, because I use this like every single time I do my makeup. I wore this today. So this is the Modern Minerals foundation in medium almond. I've done a demo and review of the Modern Minerals foundation that I'll link down below so you can check it out, but this has really amazing coverage. It almost feels like creamy on your skin because it's so finely milled. Like when you put it on, it just feels like creamy and smooth, and it just looks really good. So again, that is what I'm wearing today. I did also use this as a concealer, so I do like to use this as an under eye concealer as well. I find that liquids and creams for me, I haven't found one that I've gotten along with, you know, that great. So I do tend to use only powder, you know, like color correctors or concealers underneath my eyes. Since we're talking color correctors, I'll just throw this one in real quick. My favorite color corrector is the Everyday Minerals Sunlight. This is a yellow color corrector. So, I mean, really, you could, if you find any yellow color corrector that you like, it'll do the same thing. It's just like a brightening, and it sort of like neutralizes the blue and the greens under your eyes. So I really like this one. This is actually my third jar. I have gone through two of this size. I've gone through two of them already since I've switched over to entirely vegan and cruelty-free makeup. But yeah, the medium almond works really great as a foundation and then also as a concealer. So I do use it under my eyes as a concealer, like around any blemish areas, around my nose. It just works really great. So there are no specific concealers in Modern Minerals, but if you buy their foundation, you can use it as a concealer. I find that I don't need a different shade. It works perfectly fine on all areas of my face. I don't find that I need a lighter shade or anything like that. So Modern Minerals, my shade is medium almond for reference, which is sort of like a light neutral shade. So those are my two favorite powder foundations. So the liquid foundation combination that I only like to wear it as a combination. I really only like to wear this as a combination because I find that it just has amazing coverage. It lasts all day. It looks really good. It's got really great ingredients. So first I've got the Inica BB Cream foundation. They do also have like a regular foundation, but I really like the BB cream, especially. I will wear this sometimes on its own. I've found that I like this combo together, but I will sometimes wear this on its own, especially when I don't want to wear like a full face of makeup, but I want my skin to be even. Because this does a really nice job evening out the skin tone, covering like some imperfections, not a lot. I mean, it's not going to have heavy coverage because it's not a foundation. It's not like a typical foundation, it's a BB cream, so it's not meant to have high coverage. But what I like to do when I want to wear this, but I want it to be high coverage, is mix it with these things. So I'll mix it with the Gressa Minimalist Corrective Serum Foundation, which is very high coverage. It's very beautiful. So I'll mix like a pump and a half of this plus 2 drops of the Gressa. It's amazing. It's like such a beautiful formula, and it makes your skin look like flawless and amazing. I also have a demo on that as well. I will link that down below if you haven't checked it out. And I also like to mix in the Gressa Lumiere Luminous Complexion Fluid. It's sort of like a purpley bronzy or like a contour. It's like such a weird color. It's almost like purpley. I guess that's the best way to describe it, is almost like purpley. And I don't like this as a blush really, or like trying to use it to contour or do any other sort of like shading on my face. I like to mix in a pump of this with this combination, and then my skin just looks dewy and glowy and full coverage and smooth and perfect. So I will leave the link for that down below as well, but that's the liquid combination, the only liquid combination that I've ever liked. Most liquids, I can't get them to work for me because of my specific skin type. Powders work better for my skin than liquids do. So if you're looking for a liquid recommendation, that would be my liquid combo recommendation. I mean, it's not cheap by any means. That's like over a $100 combination, but it will last you quite a while, because this, I mean, these two things, it'll last you a long time. So there's that. So let's talk about, so I did foundations, I did my color corrector, setting powders, or finishing powders. I like to use finishing powders. I think they help, like blur pores and things like that, and just make your skin look even smoother and like nicer. So I like using them. The two that are my favorite are the Modern Minerals Sunrise Glow Finishing Glow Powder. So this is like there's two different ones. This one is almost sort of more neutral, I guess, and then there's Tea Rose, which is more pinky. This one is Sunrise. I don't know. It's like I don't know what color this is, but it's more neutral of the two. The Tea Rose one is more pink, which I don't use as much. I prefer that one almost as sort of like a light highlighter, but the Sunrise one is my favorite setting powder, so I use that all over my face. It doesn't impact my foundation color or anything like that. And then the other one I like, this one is like a more clear, and I'm almost done with this one. This one's the Jopa Finishing Silk. It's a dewy formula sheer based formula. So I like that one. Again, it blurs imperfections, it smooths the face, it makes it look really good. So those are my finishing powder picks. And I like to do those on top of powder foundation. When I do the liquid, I will do sort of like a pressed, almost like a translucent pressed powder on top of the liquid, and then I'll go over with like one of those finishing silks again. So, or finishing glows or finishing powders, whatever they are. So that is finishing powders. Those are my two favorites. So now let's move on to blushes. Actually, I didn't bring it in here and my son is sleeping and I'm not gonna go disturb him to go get it, but I'll put a shot of it up on the screen. I don't use a ton of bronzers. You hardly ever hear me talk about bronzers or contour products because I don't really use them. I don't know how to use them correctly. Every time I use them, my skin ends up looking, you know, like muddy or just like, I prefer blush. Blush is my thing. Which you'll see in a minute, but the one bronzer type product that I have tried recently that I do like, I will wear it on days instead of like a blush, so it's sort of like a blush bronzer combo, at least for me, is the Inica bronzer. I think it's called the Sun Drop bronzer. I'm not quite sure. I don't have it in front of me again, but I will put it up on the screen. That's the one bronzer that I like recently, so I do need to do like a bronzer declutter because I don't wear the ones that I have. That is the one that I will wear on its own without blush when I want sort of more of like a bronzy look. So that's the one bronzer that I could recommend. There are lots of like bronzers out there that are pretty, but for me, I can't get them to work on my skin tone. I don't know what it is about me specifically, but I prefer blush, so let's get into the blush. So I didn't bring all of my favorite blush colors in here. I just brought one from each formula that I really, really like. I have a lot of blush. I probably need to do a blush declutter too because these are the ones that I tend to wear and the other ones just sort of sit there and it's not fair to that blush. That blush needs to be loved by somebody. I mean, I love it, but I hardly ever wear it. So let's talk about my favorite blush ever. It's the one that I wear 90% of the time that I put on blush because it goes with everything. I'm wearing it today. It's the 100% Pure Pretty Naked blush. It's just like the perfect neutral, goes with every makeup look blush. It's my favorite. When I can't figure out what blush I want to wear, like when I do something with my eyes or my lips and I'm like, what blush is going to go with that? I pull this one out because 99% of the time it works. It like hardly never works. So I'm wearing like a purpley eyeshadow today. I've got sort of like a nude lip on and then like the pretty naked blush. I love this. I love this blush. It is my favorite blush. I use it all the time. So some other blush formulas that I really like are the Antonym Baked Blushes. This is the one in Peach. I also have Rose and they have come out with Copper, which is a more bronzy, which I haven't picked up because of that. It's that it is more of like a bronzy blush. And then they have a new one. It's like a Cheek Crush. It's like a blush topper, I think, or something like that. I swatched it. I wasn't crazy about it. It also has talc in it, if I'm remembering correctly, which the Antonym products, the powders mostly contain talc. The three blush that are like these baked blushes don't, which is why I like them. I don't like the other ones because they contain talc and I avoid that. I don't have any products that contain talc. I haven't used talc. I don't even like CoverGirl, like in high school. I was like the last time I remember using talc, but so yeah, I like the peach blush and the rose blush are my two favorites. I also really like the packaging. It's like magnetic and I love these. These were some of like my very first like high-end like blush purchases. I also have a demo, or maybe not a demo, I have a review and swatch video of the two of rose and peach blushes. I can leave that link down below if you're interested. I also love the Modern Minerals blushes. Like, I love everything Modern Minerals. You will see it a couple of more times. But I love the Modern Minerals blushes. They're great. They're pigmented. They're, you know, again, like the powders, they're like almost creamy. They're like soft and smooth. This is the color Love, which is sort of like a deeper pink blush, but there's so many beautiful colors that they have. They've got Cherry Blossom, which is pretty, Elysium, which is a great peach color. Sweet Thing, I think is what it's called, is the Beauty by Brittany Blush Collab. It also is infused with Lotus Way. I do have that one, but the container on it is broken and it's actually gone bad now because of the Lotus Way in it. That one has a shorter shelf life than the rest of the blushes. Because that one has the Lotus Way essence in it, it goes off quicker, so I do need to get a replacement for that one. Makes me sad that I don't have that one anymore, but that one's also a favorite. I also love the Pacifica blush in Camellia, especially. They only have two blush colors, at least in single blushes. They also have another blush in one of their palettes. That's sort of like part of the palette, but I don't have that. That's like the Solar palette, I think. But the one blush from Pacifica that I really like is Camellia. I just love this color. It's a very beautiful, like, neutral pink, but it also is like sort of glowy. So I love to wear this one too as well. It's just really beautiful. The other one, I forget what it's called, like Wild Thing or Wild something, Wild Rose. I don't like that one as much. The Camellia one is my favorite of the two. And then some new blushes that I've been enjoying recently that are a new favorite are the Au Naturel blushes. The one that I got recently that is like a very, like, it's a high favorite, I wear this one a lot as well, is Gilded Sunset. So pretty. I also have Pink Champagne, which I really, really like. And there are a couple more on my list that I do want to pick up at some point because their blush formula, I mean, it does come in the pump, which I know it turns some people off. And when I first saw it, I was like, oh no, why would they choose a pump for powder products? But so far I haven't had an issue. I haven't had an issue pumping it out. I really like these. The formula is great. They go on. They are more of like a shimmery formula, but they're not too bad. There's no like chunky glitter in it, but they are more of like maybe more of a satin finish is the right word. But I really like these. The formula on these is great. You get a lot of product in here. So I really like those as well. So now let's talk about highlighter. My favorite vegan highlighter is Modern Minerals. It's the Moonstone highlighter. It's a cream to powder. I am wearing it today. Hopefully you can tell that it's up there on my cheekbones. But this is my favorite vegan. It's sort of like a neutral pinky, like frosty. It's like hard to describe the color because it doesn't exactly look, it looks sort of more pinky in the jar, but when you put it on, it's sort of like a more like a neutral highlight. There are a couple of vegan highlights that I do want to try. I know Maya Chia makes the highlighter liquids. I really want to try those at some point. A liquid highlighter that I do really like that I didn't bring in here, again, I forgot it, is the Connie Moon Milk, I think it's called, or it's the Connie. I'll leave it linked on the screen. It's in my bathroom and I don't want to wake up my kid. But it's the Connie one. It came in a Petit Vour. It's the one that I have is like a trial size, but I do really like that one as well. It's got really great ingredients. It smells amazing. And it's sort of like the Living Luminizer, which isn't a vegan product, but in a liquid form, because it gives sort of that same frosty liquid, or that frosty look that the Living Luminizer gives, but it's a vegan liquid formula. So I do really like that one as well. I will have that linked on the screen and then I'll link it down below so you can see it and check it out. But that's my favorite. Those are my favorite vegan highlighter formulas. And like I was saying, there are still a couple of formulas of vegan highlighters that I do want to try. I do have some vegan highlighters that are powders, but I don't use them hardly at all. I prefer the Modern Minerals and I prefer the Connie liquid highlight. Those are like the only cream and liquid products that I'll use as like the highlighters, because those I find sit better on my face than like liquid concealers, liquid foundations and things like that. So I do really like those. I think this, the Lumiere, you can also use as a highlighter, I think. I think it'll work in that same capacity. I've never tried it that way. This one is in Ava. They do have two other Lumiere shades that are more of like blushes though. So I think that one though will work as a highlighter because it's sort of that like neutral shade, but it's like it's like dewy. So let's do eyes. Let's talk about eyes. Let's do eyebrows first. So a couple of vegan eyebrow things that I really, really love are the Au Naturel vegan eyeliner. I think it's called Brow Boss, is what they've called it, their pencil. Mine is in the shade Cara, which is like it's like a warm brown color. I really like it. It stays all day. It's easy to use. It's like a really good color match. I'm not using it today. The one that I have on today, so I like that one. The one that I'm using today and I use pretty much most of the time is the Soft Brown Green Tea Fiber Brow Builder by 100% Pure, and I think I might be nearing the end of my jar. It feels a little bit empty and I feel the last time I looked it was out of stock, so hopefully it's in stock so I can pick up another one. But I have a demo on this as well. I'm gonna leave you guys lots of video links down below if you haven't watched them already. But this is like one of my favorite vegan brow products. It goes in the brows like so nicely. This is the one I'm wearing today. It goes in the brows so nicely. It doesn't leave it, like chunky. It feels like natural. It looks natural. I am also working on a vegan specific brow video where I'm going to show you and demo 5 different vegan brow products that I have tried that I like and can recommend to you guys. So I'm working on that little by little because I have to, like remember to not put brow product in before I film a video and then film the video with the brow. I have 3 filmed, so I've got 2 more. I have 2 more that I need to do before I'm done with that video, but you should be seeing that hopefully before the end of the year, if not early in the year. But I am working on a vegan brow video. It's just taking me a little while, but this is probably my favorite vegan brow product, and this would be number 2. So this one I'll use most of the time, especially because it's so easy. It's just like swipe, swipe, swipe. It's in and done. This one takes a little bit more time because I pencil it in and then I will go over with a brush to sort of like brush it and sort of smooth it out and make it look more natural. So these are my 2 favorite vegan brow products. So let's talk about eyes. Let's go, I guess, in the order that I would use them. So the vegan eye primer that I like and will use over like I have another one, but this one I use more than the other one. This is the All Natural Face Magic Vegan Eyeshadow Primer. And this is supposed to be a dupe for the Urban Decay, don't even remember what it's called because I never used it. I only have used this. But I really like it. It works the same. It's a doe foot applicator that you swipe on your eye and then you know, pat it in. It works the same way as that Urban Decay one, whatever it's called. It keeps my eyeshadow crease free all day. I never have an issue with creasing when I wear this. I know that some people have, it's sort of like hit and miss, but I think it also depends on the ratio of the amount that you use. When I first got it, I didn't know how much to use. I would either use too much or too little, but now that I found like the perfect ratio of eye primer to my eyelid, I don't have an issue using this at all. And 1 tube will last you like a heck of a long time, especially if you're like me and you don't wear eyeshadow all that much. I am starting to try to wear it more recently because I want, you know, I've got a lot of eyeshadow and I want to use it, and I like using it when I can, you know, get away with taking the time to play with it. So this works really well on all brands of eyeshadow that I've used, you know, like from ranging to, you know, very expensive eyeshadows to the cheapies. This works great. So that's the eyeshadow primer that I like. So let's talk about eyeshadows. These are the ones that I'll use most of the time when I am wearing eyeshadows. I will use from these specific brands. So I love the Red Apple lipstick eyeshadows. I have like 4 of these custom made palettes. This is my like neutrals palette. And it's the one that I'll wear the most out of any of the palettes anyway, because I like more neutrally colors, even though, you know, I'm wearing purple eyeshadow today. My favorites from this are like Porcelain is my favorite, and then Yes You Canyon is in here somewhere. Yeah, it is. There it is. This one's Yes You Canyon, which is really great as a crease color. Sugar and Spice is a really beautiful color. Peach, where is it? Peach Schnapps. Like You Latte. The peach one must be in another one. But this is my neutral palette again. Again, like I was saying, I have 4 custom made Red Apple lipstick eyeshadow palettes. I love their eyeshadows. They are a little bit more expensive, but they're really great quality. They'll last you a long time. They're gluten-free, they're paraben-free, they're like free from all the nasties, things like that. So if you're looking for gluten-free specific makeup, definitely check out Red Apple Lipstick because they are a gluten-free makeup company. That's like their main claim to fame is gluten-free and then vegan. They're also vegan and cruelty-free. So another set of eyeshadows palettes that I like are actually the Pacifica palettes. So I've got the Power of Love eyeshadow palette, which is the one I actually used today. I've got this like purpley shade over here all over my lid. So I really like that one. And then one that I picked up recently is the Pink Nudes. I like pinky nude colors. So I really like these Pacifica eyeshadow palettes. They've got 2 others in sort of like more daring and like bold colors. But these are great, especially for traveling, because you get like a wide range of colors and you only have to just pack, you know, like this thing. You don't have to pack like a bunch of loose eyeshadows. I like loose eyeshadows, but I also like the convenience of like a pressed powder, something like this. And I find that the Pacifica eyeshadows are not terribly pigmented, but I don't mind because I don't mind, you know, like taking a little bit extra time and like blending and making sure that it looks good instead of it being super pigmented right off the bat and then you know, like, for me, I'm not a pro. So, you know, I prefer lessly pigmented products because then I could build it to the intensity that I like and the, just the look that I like. So there's those. I really, really like the Pacifica pressed powders. So some loose eyeshadows that I will use over most. I've got a lot of different loose eyeshadow brands, but the ones that I'll use the majority of the time because I like the formula, I like the colors. Do you know what it's going to be? Modern Minerals, that's right. I've got almost like all of the Modern Minerals eyeshadow colors because I just love them so much. They're so pretty, they're unique, they're like, they blend beautifully. I brought a couple of sort of like purpley colors in here because that's like my favorite color. We've got Dream, and I hope I'm showing you colors that are still available, but if not, Modern Minerals just makes like amazing colors. I'll link them all down below, of course. Daydream is also one of my favorites. Shanghai is another very pretty one. This one is sort of more like a red purple. It's beautiful. I love it. And then, so these are like the regular eyeshadows. These are like the, what are they called? I think they're just called mineral eyeshadows on the website. But then she also has a collection of Lotus Way infused eyeshadows which come in these spherical packaging. But these are the ones that are infused with the Lotus Way essence. And I really love these as well. This one is Autumn. I think these did go through a name change, so I'm not sure if Autumn is still the correct name for it, but I'll leave it linked down below. I'll leave the link to these ones down below, but I like these as well. These ones are less pigmented than the mineral eyeshadows, and I like these a lot because of that fact. They're less pigmented, they're easier to work with. They also have that really amazing scent of the Lotus Way essence. So those are really great. Those are my favorite mineral eyeshadows that I'll pretty much wear over most mineral eyeshadows. That's not saying that I don't wear others, but these are the specific eyeshadow formulas that I prefer and I will use the majority of the time. But I do have a lot of eyeshadows. But they're not all my favorites. They're all good, but they're not. These are my favorites. So the eye pencil that I brought in here is the one that I'll use. I mean, I've used a couple of different formulas of eye pencils, and this is the one that I keep going back to. It's the Mineral Fusion eye pencil in Kohl. I have such a hard time because I like to put it in my waterline. This is the one that I'm wearing today. So I like it to be soft enough and easy enough to work with that I can easily put it in my waterline without tugging, without, you know, like trying really hard. This one, it will just glide in my waterline and then in my tight line, and I barely have to do any work. I've tried so many other, like this was one of the very first eye pencils that I picked up. And I've tried so many other formulas since then, but I keep going back to this one because it just works the best out of any of the others. So again, this is the Mineral Fusion eye pencil in Kohl, which is just their black color. I have heard good things about the Antonym pencil in Noir, but I like this one. I don't know, maybe at some point I'll try that one. Maybe when I get down to the nub of this, but I don't wear eyeliner enough that I've only sharpened this. I don't know what the full size, I don't remember what the full size looked like, but I barely have to sharpen this because I don't use it that often. But when I do use black eyeliner, that's the one that I gravitate to because that's the one that works the best. Mascaras. I do have a third favorite that I forgot to bring in here again. I will also link it down below. And these are sort of in the category of like, I have an affordable option, I have like a medium range option, and then I've got like a higher end expensive option. So the lower end option I've got that I really, really like is the Zuzu Luxe mascara, and this is in Onyx, so it's their black mascara. It's the one that I've been using the most frequently lately. It is the one that I'm wearing on my eyes today. It just is like it's like just a great formula. I love the Zuzu Luxe makeup in general, but it's a great formula. It builds really well. It doesn't flake. It doesn't smudge. I also only wear it on my top. I never wear mascara on my bottom lashes. It's just not a look that I like. I like the look of the top lashes and that's it. But there is a affordable option. The sort of like mid-range vegan mascara option that I like is the 100% pure Maracuja oil mascara. They do have two different formulas of mascara. I don't think that they've discontinued the other one, but I'm not on the up and up with 100% pure, so I don't really know. But this is their vegan. This is the vegan formula that they've got. The other one I think is like a lengthening, or maybe it's like volumizing. I don't know. This one says it's lengthening and separating, so maybe the other one is their volumizing formula. But the Maracuja one is their lengthening and vegan mascara formula. I have the shade Blackberry. I also have the shade Black Tea, which is their black one. This is purple, but I actually kind of like the purple. It's like, you can't even tell it's purple. It just looks black, and then when you put it on, it just sort of like is a less intense black almost. But I really like this. It lasts a long time. I have had this tube a very long time, and most people would probably like be shocked at the amount of time that I've had this tube, and it still smells fine. I haven't had any eye irritation. I'm one of those people that tends to use things way past their suggested expiration date, and as long as I don't have any skin reaction or it causes irritation or things like that, I will continue to use it until it smells bad or, makes my skin irritated. So I've had this tube open over a year. It might actually be closer to almost 2 years. It might be time to finally get rid of it, because I do have that second tube of the same mascara, so it might be finally time to get rid of it. I mean, it still smells good. So that's my only problem, is I don't like to waste things. So if things still work and still smell good, I won't throw them away. And this is especially, it's a very large tube of mascara, so you get a lot of product in here. Let's see, this one is 7 grams. Let's see if this one has the, of course, this one doesn't have like the grammage on here, but it's a lot more, I think it's a lot more product. But the high end, or like the more expensive mascara that I really, really like is the Red Apple Lipstick Lash Project Mascara. I've gone through 2 tubes of that. I really love it. It is $37, so it is like one of the most expensive mascaras that I think is on the market. But again, it's gluten-free, it's vegan, it doesn't flake, it doesn't smudge. I have also done a demo and review on that as well, which I will leave linked down below. I also did a 5 vegan mini mascara, like sort of like flash review, that I think both of these were included in. I'll link that down below as well. I don't remember. I know this one was. I know the 100% pure one was. I can't remember if the Zuzu Luxe one was in that as well. But those are, I did sort of like more, I did talk about them more in that video. All right, so now let's talk about lips. You guys know that I love lipsticks. I have a lot of vegan lipstick brands that I love, a lot of formulas that are really great. I have 5 specific brands here to share with you guys, but like 6 different formulas, I guess. Axiology, you guys know I love Axiology. I've been working with them and using their lipsticks for a very, very long time. Their lipsticks are great. Like, one of my favorite colors here is Vibration. They're a very clean formula. They smell really good. They're organic. They've got really great natural colors. I love their lipsticks. And they also recently came out with the lip crayons, which is more of like a matte formula. These are also, again, really great. The ingredients on them are just as spectacular. They're only made with 10 ingredients, I believe. The colors on these are really great. I'll link down below. You're gonna have like 80 million videos to watch that you haven't watched if you haven't. I'll link below just the lipstick crayon video, actually, because if you click on that one, I also do link all of the other lipstick swatch videos that I've done. So instead of linking like 6 videos, I'll just link 1. But I love the lip crayons. They're a fantastic formula. They are just smooth and like they stay on for a long time, and they're like a nice matte formula. There are 6 colors in this currently, but I hope that Erica is working on some others because I love that formula. So again, I also love the Red Apple Lipstick formula. This is one of their newest colors, which is in Chai Love You, which is just like a really great nude color. I believe this one is actually sold out right now, but they have a lot of really great neutral colors, especially on the website. So I'll link that down below. I've done a lot of swatch videos for Red Apple lipstick colors as well. I'm not going to link all those down below, but if you just search Red Apple lipstick on my channel, I've swatched pretty much like all of their colors. They're just so like amazing. So there, I also love that formula, the Red Apple lipstick formula. I love the liquid lip stains from All Naturel. I did swatch all of these as well, so you can see all of the colors, but these are a more matte formula as well. They're like a matte liquid lip stain, but they're not like transfer proof. They're not like a liquid lipstick, like a conventional formula where it's not going to be transfer proof or things like that. It will, if you kiss somebody or if you eat or if you drink something, it will come off, but they do have a really nice staying power to them. I find that even when I eat or drink something, they have a really great staying power. They will stay for quite a while. And they do leave like a nice like stain on the lips, as the name suggests. So I also really love these. I did just try their lipstick formula recently, so I can't say that's like a favorite yet, but they do have a really great range of vegan lipstick colors, if you want to check those out as well. But I really love the lip stains. Of the 2, I do prefer the lip stain formula to the lipstick, but they do have vegan lipstick options. I also love the Modern Minerals lip glosses. These are fantastic. There are like 2 lipstick gloss formulas that I like, but this one I prefer over any of the lip gloss formulas that I've ever tried. Again, these are infused with the Lotus Way like gem essences and flower essences. They just smell so good. They're like, I also swatched all of the lip gloss colors. So I'll leave that link down below, but I love these. I pick these up all the time. I've gifted these to people. I love the Modern Minerals. The entire Modern Minerals makeup range, you can't go wrong. She makes amazing, amazing makeup, and she's actually working on, I can't tell you yet. She's working on some amazing stuff for the end of this year and for next year. I cannot wait to share with you what she's working on. It's just, I'm like dying to tell somebody, but I can't. Ugh, it's like there's a hard problem to have, right? To like know insider stuff, but you can't tell anybody. So the last lipstick formula that's like my favorite and one that I wear pretty much a lot, that I wear pretty much all the time. I am wearing this formula today actually, is the 100% Pure. It's their matte lipstick line. They do have two different formulas. They've got the pomegranate anti-aging lipstick, and then they've got the, I don't remember exactly what these are called. I think it's just their matte lipsticks. It doesn't say it on the packaging anywhere, but it's their matte lipstick formula. I do prefer this formula over the other one. The other one is very slippery. This one, they're comfortable, they're matte, again, not transfer proof. No natural makeup lipstick formula that you're going to find is going to be transfer proof, but they're very long wearing, their staying power is great. The colors are really amazing, so I really love this formula. I haven't swatched these yet. I did just pick up 4 of the newly released colors, so I do plan on doing a swatch video soon. But the one that I'm wearing today specifically is one of their new colors called Cassia, which is like a great, like everyday neutral shade. It's like a pinky neutral. I love this color. I love these lipsticks. They're just so great. I love the 100% Pure makeup much more than I like the 100% Pure skincare. I'm not really crazy about the rest of the 100% Pure stuff, especially because I feel like it is very expensive. Even their lipsticks, the lipsticks are $29 each, so those are pretty pricey. But I like the formula. I like the colors. I think they're great. But the rest of it, like their skincare, is very, very expensive. I mean, well, like I was saying, pretty much everything from 100% Pure is expensive. Like, I think their mascara, I want to say it was like $25. Their foundation can get pretty expensive. Their blushes, I think, are in the $29 range. I can't really remember. Maybe it's 30. Maybe they're in the $30 range. But the last sort of like makeup thing, I haven't worn nail polish in a very long time. So I was hesitant to even include it in this video, especially because it's not really like it's like face makeup, but it is sort of like makeup. So I haven't worn nail polish in a very long time. I do want to wear nail polish again. And I usually only wear it on my toes just because I use my hands a lot. I'm cooking all the time. I don't want, nail polish to like chip into my food or whatever. So I do usually only wear it on my toes. But the 2 brands that I like to use when I do wear nail polish are Lauren B Beauty, is one of my favorite formulas. They make, really great colors. They stay really like a long time on my nails. And then the other formula that I like is the Pacifica 7 Free nail color. The Lauren B Beauty are 5 free, and then the Pacifica are 7 free. So no nail polish company is going to be completely non-toxic. Nail polish in general it's like by design, there's no way it can be made non-toxic. At least not be effective. But if you do like to wear nail polish, there are like 5 free and 7 free brands out there that are free of like the biggest nasties like formaldehyde and phthalates and things like that. So you can get cleaner nail polish formulas, just not, like 100% natural. That's not out there. I do like these 2 formulas over all of the other formulas that I've tried, the Pacifica and the Lauren B Beauty. Those are my 2 favorites. So the last thing is makeup brushes. I have done a favorite vegan makeup brush video. Actually, I've done that. That was quite a while ago. But I'm just going to go over like my favorite makeup brush brands instead of like which brushes specifically are my favorite. For eye brushes, I really like the Sedona Lace eye brushes. They have like a whole vegan eye brush section. They do also make animal hair brushes, so they're not completely vegan. And then that also raises the question of like the cruelty-free status of the line, but they do have a vegan brush line. So I do like those. I haven't bought brushes in a very long time. It's been like over 2 years since I've bought any kind of makeup brushes, but I do like those. I like the Sedona Lace brushes. But if you want some makeup brushes that are 100% cruelty-free and vegan, where the entire brand is that way, Modern Minerals does have a small selection of brushes. They've got the face brush, which I love for their foundation. This is their skunk brush is what it's called, I think. But it works really well for their powder foundation. It's sort of like a stippling. It's like a stippling brush. But it works really well for their powder foundation. And then they also have 3 different eye brushes. My favorite is like this sort of creasy kind of brush. They don't have like a shadow, like a flat shadow brush or anything. They've got like this brush. They have like an angled eyeliner brush, and then they have sort of more like a pencil. So I wish that they had more makeup brushes, but I think maybe that's something that Diana's talked about in the past. I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon, but I think that's something that she would like to do eventually. But yes, I do like the Modern Minerals. That is a 100% vegan. She only has 4 brushes, so they're all vegan, so they're all cruelty-free. For concealer, I also do like Sedona Lace again. That is one of my favorite brush brands. But some more vegan brushes that are entirely, the whole brand is vegan, is Real Techniques. I really like their buffing brush is like one of my favorites. They have recently come out with like a couple of different new brush lines that I really, really want to try. One that I think is actually supposed to be sort of like a dupe for those like squirrel hair brushes, which they look beautiful, but like obviously I would never buy them because they're squirrel, and I think animal hair brushes I think is a totally unnecessary thing. It's sort of like animal testing in makeup. Like, it's a totally unnecessary thing. Like, makeup is not it's fun. It's not a requirement for like daily life. You're not saving lives by wearing makeup or whatever. So I find makeup animal testing in makeup products like totally ridiculous that it's still being done. Anyway, it's the same with makeup brushes. I find animal hair makeup brushes just totally unnecessary, especially when synthetic is usually so much better. And they can make synthetics that are like the animal hair brushes these days. Like, so the Real Techniques ones that I'm talking about, I forget what they're brand new, and I almost picked up a couple, but I didn't. But I think I'm going to. I think I'm gonna at least get 1 or 2. But I'll link the ones that I'm talking about down below, but I think they're supposed to be like a dupe for the squirrel hair brushes that are like soft and like a specific shape and things like that. But anyway, they also have come out recently with those oval face brushes, the ones that are like the round, like buffing brushes. They have come out with a line of those recently as well, which do look interesting, but I don't know if they work for powder or not, but I think they're mainly for like liquids. But anyway, another 100% vegan and cruelty-free makeup brush line that I like and use a lot is the Eco Tools. And especially these are very inexpensive and they're very good quality. Like, you can get these at like Whole Foods and Sprouts and like Nature's Grocers, and like they sell them on iHerb, and they're very, very inexpensive. I have 2 of these blush brushes because it's one of my favorite blush brush. It's a great shape. It disperses product really well. And they're very inexpensive. I think they're under $10 for like most of their brushes, and their sets are a little bit more expensive obviously, but Eco Tools does make really great brushes. So there is absolutely no excuse for you to still be using non-vegan, cruelty-free makeup and makeup brushes. There are a lot of amazing makeup brands out there that make extremely like high quality makeup that just works really well, and I'm wearing an entire face of vegan makeup today, and I do it for these guys because animal testing is totally cruel and outdated and unnecessary, and a little vanity is not worth it's not worth it. Like, seriously, why would you buy makeup from a company that still tests on animals or doesn't make vegan makeup? Like, Carmine is a totally unnecessary product. I've got so many amazing pink pigments that do not need Carmine. You don't need Carmine in makeup, and you don't need silk. I mean, I do have a couple of products that contain beeswax, but that's like the extent of my non-vegan limit. But anyway, so I hope that you guys enjoyed. Please go check out Andy's video to see what her vegan makeup favorites are. Let me know what your favorites are. Are there any vegan makeup brands that you really love that I didn't talk about? There are some makeup, brands and products that I, would like to try eventually that I've got my eye on, but I'm mainly into skincare right now. I have so much skincare that I love. Maybe what I would like to do, I think, is like a vegan skincare favorites. Would that be something that you guys are interested in? Thumbs up or let me know if you're interested in like a vegan skincare favorites. So it's sort of like this, where I go through like my favorite cleansers, my favorite masks, my favorite balms, moisturizers, whatever, just vegan. So if that's something you're interested, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please go check out Andy's video to go see what her favorites are, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.